Welcome to Go On, I'm Listening. You're about to enter a space where we discuss friendships, relationships, healing and growth, social media, and we expand our musical knowledge. Now, being here is a safe space. In fact, we welcome all thoughts while encouraging no one to stop in the middle of their sentence with the reassuring words of, "Go on, I'm listening." What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Go On, I'm Listening. I am your host, Taty, and I know I say this every single week, but I am so excited for today's episode. I have someone here with me that I actually met on a panel. Like, I actually went to one of his panels, and afterwards we had a quick conversation. Then I'm kicking it and getting my hair done with my hairstylist, and he pops up, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I know you!" And he's like, "I know you!" And so, yeah, anyway, everybody, my friend Terry.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
Yay. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to actually be here with us and just catch up, because it's been a while since we're able to do that.
For sure.
Yeah. You've been up to a lot. So first of all, talk to us. Who is Terry? Tell us a little bit about who you are, what your business is.
Okay. I am Terry Griffin. I am Bay Area native, Oakland, California. You feel me? I'm a business coach, and so my thing has always just been in the educational field and just helping other people. Right? You get people who want to see people successful, but not more than them. But I'm like a coach. I want everybody to do better than me. Right? If I'm teaching you, I want you to pass me.
Wow.
Because that's the point. That's the point of me teaching, right? So I'm just that type of person. Business coach, social media expert,
Love that.
marketing.
Wow, I love that. And wanting people to pass you and being okay with that takes a certain level of humility. How do you feel like you're able to achieve that on a daily when that does become successful and that is your reality now?
Yeah, I believe in proximity,
Mm.
and so it's like if I can help and build people up, then I know that the success is in the room and that is coming my way.
Wow, I
Yeah,
love that. I
for
love
sure.
that.
So
Because if you can
this is
help
my
them get
mentality.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can, I'm pulling them up, and if they surpass me, they can pull me up.
Mm.
I can help somebody get some type of award or a big check, and
That's so cool.
long as when their acceptance speech, they shout me out.
Okay, so and if they know, I feel that, because you better let them know, hello, I was here. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the reason why you're here, but you don't want to
Yeah.
be the one to say that. But how do you handle holding those feelings back if that does happen? Like, let's not say, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does happen, how do you think that you'll be able to manage that?
Okay, so it happened before,
Oh,
and so like, okay, I help someone with their business,
okay.
and then they got a news article written about them,
Oh my
and then they
gosh.
like thanked all these people for like helping them, and then they didn't mention me, right? I
Okay,
know.
hold on.
And and it was funny as somebody sent me the article, was like, she didn't mention you at all, and I was
Wow.
like, eh, it's okay.
Oh, he wasn't tripping.
It's I know that at times when, especially, I don't know how that process went, but maybe in the moment of her talking to the person and them interviewing her, she didn't think of me or
Got
whatever.
it.
I mean,
Okay,
I
so you're
don't
not taking
always
it
try. Yeah, I
personal.
don't take it personal because I don't never know what happened, or you know,
That's true.
the people that she mentioned or that helped could just be people that's helped her most recently.
Mm.
And that's just how her mind is went. So I don't
Yeah.
take it personal if they don't.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just good if it does happen.
Right.
For sure.
100%. I definitely can agree with that 100%. Yeah. And, I think with the thank yous and being recognized is really important in community, and it's important as well in your relationships too.
For sure.
Do you believe that within your community that you've built with your business, that it's important to like praise them with gratitude and just thank you for helping me grow, because while you are helping other people grow, you're also learning a lot as
For
well
sure.
from other people too. So how do you navigate still giving them their recognition for coming to you as well?
Positive reinforcement, right, is always a good thing. I let people know all the time that I just appreciate them. Like if they hire
Okay.
me to coach them, or they join like my entrepreneur community, my
Yeah,
mentee community,
that's so cool.
I tell them all the time, like, I appreciate you and I thank you for trusting me with your business,
Uh-huh.
right? Because it takes a lot for somebody to say, I need help.
Yeah.
People are afraid to say they need help. So
Yeah.
for you to be like, hey, I need help and I want you to help me,
Yeah.
that means a lot. And so I
Yeah.
just really like show the gratitude of like people
Mhm.
like coming to me for help.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
I know it's a hard thing. Like
It
it's hard to ask for help. I don't always ask for help when I need it. And so I
Yeah.
understand.
And then as a man too, like stepping out of the business world, as a man in general, and just being a human being and having to have that armor on all the time that's like, I can't ask for help because I'm the man and I'm supposed to be the provider.
Mhm.
How do you feel like you're able to tap into a level of vulnerability with yourself to ask for help?
That's a good one. That is a very good question. So I will just two parts to it. So
Okay.
as someone that is like a coach, I noticed that a lot of my clientele are women. And
Okay.
that's because of that stigma of men don't want to ask for help. And
Yeah.
I understand that because as a man, we're put in this, we have this stigma around us that we're supposed to like basically know and do everything,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
it's like we supposed to be the protector, the provider,
Yeah.
and this and that. And so we have this stigma built around us that make us feel like it's hard to ask for help.
Yeah.
And so as a man, it is hard because it does make you feel like less than
A
or
week, a little
weak
bit.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it is hard to do it, but then once you realize, like, man, everybody gets help and
Yeah.
everybody needs help. And once you
Yeah.
get over that, it makes it easier for you to ask for help. And then you can, especially when you get the right help,
That's the
it
thing is
makes it,
finding the right
yeah,
help.
once you get the right help,
But you gotta know how to ask for the right help too, though, because
okay.
that's the thing. You can't expect people to just give you, okay, I didn't know that you needed a blue hat today.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, you gotta be able to be communicative about what's on your mind because
yeah,
no one knows, you know?
yeah, for sure,
And I
for
think
sure.
communication is so important in like relationships, business, 100%. So, how do you feel like keeping a healthy line of communication and that relationship open with your clients when it comes to business wise? Open so they're able to communicate with you and hey, the help that you're giving me is not really what I need right
Yeah,
now. Can we navigate
yeah.
somewhere else?
Um, I think in the beginning, like the onboarding process, like you have to let it be known, like I'm here, I'm open, I'm available. Talk to me, right?
Okay,
Have
okay.
that communication because that's going to be
Mhm.
important on both ends. Because you may do something, I may have to correct it.
Right,
And so
right,
because of that,
right,
it's just that's the kind of conversation and type of relationship I want to have with my people. I
right,
want them to feel comfortable talking to me. And
right.
also I want to feel comfortable talking to them because some people it's hard to take constructive criticism,
How do you open
right?
your heart to that?
Oh man, that's hard, right? I done had conversations and like people cry and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
it's awkward because now it's like, all right, I'm trying to
Right.
how do I go from coach and
Oh
being
my
on you to
gosh,
like being a
yes.
friend and trying to coddle your feelings, but it's
Yeah.
also like I can't because
Right.
you made a mistake and I need you corrected, and so I
Mm.
know you may be sad or this may be tough, but tough love, tough
And do you feel
conversation
like some
has to
stuff they
happen
need to handle on their own?
for sure,
Like
for
some stuff
sure.
I'm not gonna be able to be like, oh, every
Hmm.
single time you're feeling like something's going on. I think that's where like meeting your client halfway or your
Yeah,
client meeting you halfway
for sure.
too is where it's important because it's like, okay, listen, I'm in this with you as well, but you gotta be in this to want to pull yourself out too.
Yes, yes.
So
You got to help me help you.
help me help
Yeah, you
you.
gotta help me help you,
Yeah, because I
right?
can
So
throw
that's
you
definitely
the vest, but if you're not
yeah.
gonna put it
You ain't
on
gonna
and
put it
strap yourself
on.
in, what I'm pulling back what?
You did
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's definitely important in having that relationship and having
yeah,
those type of communication with, clients. But like you said, relationships, boyfriend,
yeah.
girlfriend, wife, husband,
100%.
friends, business, like communication is key.
100%.
Communication is key.
How do you feel like you can get the key to communication in relationships? Because I think that obviously it depends on the person and it depends on their communicative style. But what do you think is a happy medium that you can meet someone at in a relationship that's like a healthy line of communication?
That's a tough question. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's hard,
Yeah.
especially like
It's hard.
relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend wise,
Oh,
like partnership. Like
yeah.
people are sensitive, and you just got to know people for who they are and how they are, right?
Yeah.
And accept them for that. And some people can't deal with that type of communication, especially like the hard truth and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. But I honestly think every situation is different,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's situation is different, and
Mhm.
you just have to know the person that you communicating with and how they
Their communicative
communicate.
style, yeah, for sure.
Everybody have a different style,
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah,
And I think also knowing your partner definitely that plays a big part, like you said, too. Just being aware of what they can and can't
yeah,
take. Because if you want to be able to serve something to them, you got to make sure that they're able to even digest what you're trying to
yeah,
give to them. Because
yeah.
you feeding me and I'm full right now, so
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be hearing what you're saying. Like you yelling and you nagging, and it's going through this one and out that one.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But if you would have got me at a time where I'm more calm, like maybe the game's over, my team just won, so I'm a little more okay, I'm a little more, open to hearing what you got to say.
For sure, for sure.
Like, is that fair?
Yeah. No,
But
that's
even
fair.
the guy got to meet the woman halfway too. Like, man,
Hmm.
I just stood up and cooked all day after I just worked. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, just can you just at least give me a massage before you talk to me, or just like compliment me before you open up that wound with me?
Yeah.
So I think really just meeting someone halfway and making them comfortable.
Yeah, and that goes to in the realm of communication. That goes to letting someone know, like how you like to be talked to, how you like
Oh,
to be handled. Right, that's
okay.
very important. Because if we don't have the conversation of how you like to be handled, or like the song say, "Teach me how to be loved,"
Yes.
people have this fallacy of thinking that, oh, you should know, or I shouldn't have
Yes.
to teach you, or like, we grown, you should know how to treat me or treat a woman.
Yes.
But everybody
It's
likes to be treated different,
differently.
and so it's like, you have to help me help you. Teach me how you like to be treated, teach me how you like to be loved, teach me your
Yeah.
communication style,
Yeah.
so I'm able to do it right and
For
handle
you.
it for you
So this can be enjoyable for you as well
as
too. And
well,
it's
for
not just
sure.
you feeling like you in this with me. Now you burnt out
Yeah.
because you're tired of just making me happy, but you're not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
letting me help you
For sure.
either.
Yeah.
But I think also sometimes past relationships, you got to know when to just like stop taking the baggage from the past relationship into the next one, because I think that
Mm,
can really really traumatize a
yeah.
lot. Speaking from
Yeah.
personal example, like I know that I take a lot of trauma from the past because I'm like, I already know, like, you the same way. Why aren't you?
Yeah.
But you really got to step back and
Hmm.
be alone for a minute to really analyze, why am I thinking this? And is this about this person or is it about me?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think you have to have that emotional maturity before even hopping into a
You do.
relationship. You
You
know what I'm
do.
saying?
You have to know your triggers,
Oh my
and then you have to like have some type of healing, because if we're in a new relationship, it's not on me to heal you. You need to like come healed and prepared, right?
Because we're gonna
So
have our own wounds that
exactly.
we're gonna be hitting each other
Exactly.
with.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking that way when they're just hopping into relationships.
Yeah,
And relationships is so much work.
it is a lot of work.
And
It
I
is a
think
lot of
that's
work.
why I'm not seeing a lot of them these days. I'm seeing a lot of situationships.
I
I'm
see.
seeing a lot of just, side chicks and the this and the that. And it's like I'm not seeing commitment anymore.
Yeah. I definitely checks and balance, as they say. I think
Yeah.
it's definitely in the times have changed,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We try to compare today's time to like our grandparents' time and
Okay.
stuff
Fair
like
enough.
that, right?
And they was having children way earlier.
And
So
they was
yeah.
having children work earlier, but then you also have to think the dynamics of it, right? Women couldn't work, or women couldn't vote, and women wasn't making
Right.
the same amount of
They
money.
weren't
So
important.
it was the man having to do everything while the woman stayed home and did all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. But now times have changed.
Mhm.
Women making as much or more money than men.
Mhm.
And it's just like women not putting up with the same shit that their grandmother put up with,
Mhm.
as with their grandfather. And so because those dynamics have changed, we're seeing a different side of relationships now.
Yeah, that's true.
People are people just want to have their fun and just want to live on their own terms. And so I think because of
Yeah.
that, you aren't seeing the relationships like that like we used to.
That literally just summed everything up, and it makes so much sense. Even when you're saying back to women not having any rights, the way that they saw themselves were different.
Yeah.
So of course the way they approach relationships was going to be a different viewpoint than what we see it
Yeah.
now. Now we have access to a lot of resources. I'm thinking the internet. We
Mhm.
can look up how to pull a guy, or how to do this, or how to look good to make sure this happens, or what, you know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
have access to stuff like
Definitely.
that, and we're more open to that.
And you're not dependent.
And
You're not dependent on him going home bringing a check, because then it was like you had to. Like
yes,
you had to, and then you couldn't leave, because if you did,
you had
who
nothing.
you had nothing, and who was gonna take care of who? So you had to put up with those situations, and now you don't.
Yeah.
Shit, you can have an Instagram, start a business, and make six
Yeah.
figures.
Yes.
Right?
No, for
You can really
real.
do it like that, and before it wasn't possible. So now when it's like a evil playing, it's like a even playing
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
Like now it's different.
Wow. I'm like, yeah, that's so, so,
Yeah.
so true. Wow. I'm really happy that times have changed just for the benefit of all parties. Because I know that a lot of the men who cared about women back then
Hmm.
and was feeling powerless and couldn't do anything about it. Because I always think about them too. Like, yeah, there was a lot of men who weren't ish, like they definitely had their fair share, and karma will get them, of
Yeah.
course. But there were men who were fighting for women too. And I think about them and like how screwed up their mindset is just
Mhm.
watching that happen when it's like, I care so much about women and this is happening to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think about just them. That's trauma though.
That is. It's trauma.
That's
It's
trauma.
definitely trauma, and seeing that and dealing with that type of stuff. And I mean, it is a good thing that we are where we are now, and that we
Yeah.
are past
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
100%.
Yeah.
Um Obviously relationships between men and women in friendships
Hmm.
are different. So like when you have male friends and everything, and when you guys go through like, I don't want to say a friendship breakup, but when y'all stop being cool, what's that process like? Because I feel like for women it's broadcast. Like you can look up, why did Ari and this person stop being friends? You know what I'm saying? But with men, it's kind of like a little, y'all be kind of like sneaky. And it's like, does it even happen though?
It's, that's so funny that you said that. I definitely think women, don't get mad at me,
I'm already mad that
but
you said
but
that.
but just the anatomy of a man versus a woman. Women
Okay.
are definitely more emotional,
Of course.
right?
Of
And
course.
so because women are more emotional, they take things more personal. So
Of
like just the
course.
other day we was having a conversation of like girls having, it's your birthday
Okay.
and you're having something. And one of your friends don't come, you would be mad that their friend don't
Didn't
come. Like,
come.
how do you not come to my birthday?
Yeah.
Right? As a man, I having a birthday and I'm having something and one of my friends don't come and they can't make it,
You're not
whatever.
tripping
Like, all right, it's cool. Like, but like friendships will end
over
because they
that.
didn't come
Yeah.
to your birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just, I think they're just a different standard level and emotional level of
Mm.
stuff like that. And so men definitely do. There's bro code,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right?
We have bro code too,
There's
though.
bro code, and but let me tell you though, the thing is though, bro code is really traumatic.
What do you
It's really
mean?
traumatic. The stuff at us for us men that we have to put up with
What do you
in bro code
mean?
is so like, okay, like the term bros over hoes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So you my girlfriend
Hmm.
and one of my friends find you attractive and you sleep with one of my friends. I can't be mad at my friend because it's bros over hoes. I'm mad at you for sleeping with him, but I can't be mad at him for
Why
sleeping
can't you
with
be
you
mad at him? We gotta be mad at both of them.
because it's like, oh, well, you my girl,
Oh,
so
she gonna get replaced.
you. It's not that she gonna get replaced, but it's like you supposed to turn that down and not
Got
betray me.
it.
But it's like, oh, but as a bro
Oh,
code, it's like, well, I just showed you that she'll step out on you with
got
anybody.
it.
So it's like I just showed you that she unloyal.
Oh, but you're loyal too
But
because
it's like, but as a bro, I gotta put up with that.
what? What? Oh my god! Yeah, that is traumatic.
But I mean, so it's like the shit that we have to put up with And it's like, but if I have a, but like if I complain or have a problem with that, then it's like, why you acting like a bitch, or why you acting like that? Like nigga, you tripping? You don't let
Oh,
a girl come between us. So
yeah,
it's
that's
the
manipulative.
it is, and so that's why the bro. That's why I say the bro
No bro
code is
codes. Oh
traumatic,
my
man. We got to put up with a lot. Otherwise, we looked as like soft,
Yeah.
right? It's not
And maybe that's
manly and all
why
of that.
we see it differently with the women relationships and men relationships too, because women will fight. And then obviously that's a public thing. I feel like you guys' thing kind of happens in the group and it doesn't really like spur out. You get what I'm saying? But women, they want to make it hella public. It's always a run the Instagram live about what
Yeah,
just happened. You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
It's
And that goes the thing. Like you can't do that. If a man is go to the internet or do some stuff like that, you sassy. You
yeah.
acting like a female,
Yeah.
like you acting like
Yeah.
a bitch. Like
Yeah.
you can't your name called for expressing your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And so the the
Same.
the trauma and the bad thing about that is like think about like you see a little boy crying and then you hear the most common thing is like shut up, quit acting
Yeah,
like a
why are
girl.
you? Oh my God, and that would break my heart because I hate when people tell me to stop crying because it's so hard.
Yeah, and so it's like, but we're never teaching our young boys how to actually deal with their
Ah,
emotions. We always just tell them to shut up.
yeah.
So as a boy growing up, all you know was shut up, stop crying. So when you get
Oh,
upset, you never know how to deal with your emotions. But I believe that's why like a lot of men gets into violence and shooting and all that stuff because you're never actually taught to deal with your emotions. You're always just taught to shut up and act like a man and stop acting like a girl.
how do you heal from that? Because as you get older, obviously, the suppression of your feelings are going to build
Yeah.
up, and those emotions that you've buried so far deep is going to come out in other ways.
And that's why it's so much violence.
So
Cause
do
you
you
don't
feel
know.
like you never deal with it, or like
I mean,
how does that go? Because I know some, and even the stigma with therapy and how like oh men shouldn't go to therapy or
yeah.
whatever the case is.
I'm I mean, I think there's been a shift
Yeah.
and men are healing, men are going to
Yes.
therapy,
Yes.
men are dealing with their emotions and stuff like
Yes.
that. So I definitely see the shift in it. And so I just hope that it continues, right? So my background is in the education field, right? I've
Okay. Yeah.
ran after school programs and I used to be a teacher. And I used to have those conversations where like when I'm talking to boys and they're crying, I'm like, okay, it's okay to cry, but I'm like, but let's use our words.
Got it.
What's wrong?
And
How
that
are
should
you
be,
feeling
yeah,
right now?
gender neutral.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why are you crying? Like what's the
Right.
matter?
Why are you
Are you
crying?
hurt?
What are you
To
feeling right
yeah, are
now?
you physically hurt right now to
Mhm.
where like you need to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So let's talk about why you're feeling this way and
Mhm.
let's use our words to
Yeah.
express because I can't know what's wrong with you if you're crying. So let's use
Exactly.
our words and let's talk
Yeah.
about it. And so I try to have that approach so we're able to be like, okay, I'm
Oh,
feeling like
yeah.
this.
And then once you exhale too, it's
Yeah.
just something about that exhale that's just like releasing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
For
when it's
sure.
released into someone's arms that'll help you pick it back yourself back
Yeah.
up and put that energy back into you in a positive way,
Hmm.
it feels very comforting. So I think when men are robbed of that,
Yeah.
dang, that's sad. That's really sad.
Yeah.
It helps me understand men, but also y'all be crazy too sometimes though, because it's like you want women to treat you like we are your mother and we're not. Like that's the thing. I feel like
Tell me this. What is you say we want women to treat us like you're a mother. What
yes.
is that? Because and the only reason I ask that because I think sometimes I hear people say that and I'm not disagreeing, but then it's
Yeah, yeah.
also like, well, I mean, we are looking to date a woman and to marry a woman and her have our kids and her having our kids, she is the mother. So it's like we're not literally asking you to be our mother, but you are the woman in our life, and so we are asking you to like help take care of us. So whether it's what, so like a lot of things that you hear complaints about is like, oh, what you see on the internet. If you ask a man to describe the woman that he wants, he's describing like a
A
maid
mom.
or a
Yeah,
slave,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
whatever. But it's like, is it wrong for a man to want the woman to cook? Is it wrong for a man to want his woman to clean? Is it wrong for a man to want his woman to be the nurturer?
And I think that it becomes wrong when it becomes a demand all the time.
Okay.
Because unrealistically, I think sometimes it's going to be times when we fall off, and I think that's when y'all stop falling in love when we fall off. But like you can pick up the slack too, and that's why it's like we're not your mom. Like we're not expected to always carry all of the weight emotionally, mentally, and all that.
For sure.
So I feel like that is a line that men cross all the time, and it's like you expect me to just handle all the load, but you're not picking up anything either.
But I mean, it goes to what do you expect from a man?
Well, I mean, I don't mind.
Because then it's like, can a man say, "Well, you can't expect me to be your daddy," because you still want the man to protect you, right? Something bad
Yeah,
was to happen, who
yeah.
you want to jump
But
in
isn't
be
that
the
part of
protector.
yeah?
So I have a part, but you saying
But
women don't?
that's no, but I'm saying that's both of us are gonna be
I
protecting
know.
each other. So that's not
How? If somebody
that's an
come in
even
here, if
exchange.
somebody come in here with a gun right now, let's
Uh-huh.
say we're dating, we're together.
Okay.
Somebody come in here with a gun right now,
Okay.
or come in here doing something, you're not
Yeah.
gonna look for your man to protect you?
No, I'm behind my man's back, and I'm got my gun back there too. Like I got this side, you got
but
that
look,
side.
you're
What's
behind
up?
his back, so that
Exactly,
means
but he got the front.
he's
But
taking the
regardless, but it's your perception though, because to that side, I could be in the front. It don't matter. I still got no. I'm still protected. Have a right. I don't care. You knew that worked.
look.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing, right? If something
Uh-huh.
goes wrong, you expect the man to protect or to fix, right? And so we have the roles that we expect. So now I do believe, like, I'm not the big fan of like the gender roles.
Mhm.
But I mean, there's still some shit that women gonna want, right?
Yeah.
Most women ain't gonna take out the trash.
Yeah. Because listen, my nails is.
Look,
Do,
but
but
see, but then
but
that's
I will if I
automatically,
have to though. Because
yeah,
what am I gonna do when he out of town?
yeah. I mean, yes,
I
if
think you
he's out
gotta
of
know
town,
how. You
yes, you definitely got to know how.
but you shouldn't have to.
See, but then that makes it a gender role
Why though?
because you not gonna do it because you got a man. I got a man
No,
or
that's
the
not why
man
I'm
in
not
the
gonna do it. It's
house, so I'm
because
not
he
gonna do
should
it.
want to do it
So
anyway.
why should he want to do it? That's exactly my
Because
point.
he wants to.
That's
Because he
exactly my
told me
point.
that he wants to protect me, and I said
Okay,
I want to protect you. Protect me.
so that's the gender role. So that goes back to the
I tried,
want
ladies.
me to be the mom, right? And it's like
Yeah.
I don't want you to be my mom. I just want you to be my woman. I want you to, take care
And
of me. But then I think that it needs to be a mutual thing. Like I cook, you cook. If I'm a better cook than
exactly.
you,
Okay.
then it's cool.
Exactly.
I'll cook.
Right. So that means that we're playing gender roles because you're in the kitchen now.
And but I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't fully believe in the gender role. I definitely think there's some things that men gonna do and women gonna do, but I definitely think that it in today's time, like we should both be equally yoked,
Of course.
right?
Of
But
course.
now you hear this whole like, so the big conversation is like the 50-50,
Yeah.
right? That's the big
Yeah.
conversation that people
Yes, it
have.
is.
And
Yeah.
I just think like do whatever works for you.
100%.
Now I'm gonna say this. Most people against the 50-50 because today's time it is expensive. And I can't be 100. I pay for everything, you gotta pay for nothing because I don't make enough.
Right.
Right? And
Right.
so, but I promise you,
Right.
if every man made a lot of money,
Mhm.
they will take care of their woman and not
I
let
can
her
agree with that.
not let. But the reason why like most men don't like want the 50-50 thing is because they ain't making enough. It's expensive.
It
But
is.
just think if that man, that's how we go 50-50. If that man doubled, tripled his salary,
But and if
baby,
he
you ain't gotta pay for it. I
but
got it.
see, I feel like okay, I understand the 50-50. I understand we may have to do 50-50,
Hmm.
but they're also you have to be 100% in other places because I'm gonna be 100% other places too. Like if I'm gonna need you to be 100% emotionally, so it's making up for me. Like I don't mind doing 50-50 with you because you got me in this other area. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? I think that has to be there has to be some set of like
Yeah.
you got to be what you lack in here. You got to pick up
For
somewhere
sure.
else.
For sure.
Is it wrong if someone is to break up with someone because so you're able to afford the 100%, right?
Hmm.
As this is going off of your point saying that if a man could afford it, he would 100% take care of everything.
Okay.
If he is capable of taking care of 100% everything and he just doesn't, he insists on 50-50, is it wrong for the other party to break up with him then?
Mm. It depends on. I mean, I don't know. That's tough.
See, because
And that goes to everybody's situation is different. So if
yeah.
I'm paying for everything 100, if I can pay for everything 100%,
Mhm.
and I'll be like, well, I'm not. I want you to put in two, and you like, well, I'm not. So you break up with me.
Yeah.
I think, are you able to pay for stuff? Because if I'm rich and you mad that I'm not paying 100% of everything, is like that's kind of selfish. I believe that it can be a. I think it just have to be a conversation and
Okay.
in an understanding.
Okay.
I make I make a million a year. You make a million a year.
Mhm.
Let's just put our money together and we just pay for shit and we invest in shit and we just grow together. I
Mhm.
think that's the best formula.
Yeah.
That's the best
Yeah.
formula
Yeah.
altogether. It ain't no who pays for what because we have this pot that we're both collectively putting
Right.
in
Right.
and we're letting that pay for
For
everything and
everything.
we're
Yeah.
having our and we're investing and we're growing and we're learning together. I think that's the best formula. No matter how much you make. I
Yeah.
make 60 a year, you make 50 a year, or you make 70 a year. Let's figure out how we can put our 50 and our 70 together
And double it and make it
and
something
double it
else.
and make it into something else.
Yeah.
I believe that's the best format. I don't think it needs to be a 50-50 to this. Let's talk about let's sit down. Let's have a conversation. Let's write out all of our bills. Let's see how much we have to pay every month. Let's figure out how we're going to pay that and let's also have some type of investment fund or growth fund or whatever it is to do it. I just think the communication has to happen.
Mhm.
That is not.
I agree. And are you talking in a relationship or are you talking about in a marriage? Because this is the thing. I'm not merging my unless you're paying all my bills. You're not touching, and I'm not touching your. Like, come on, because
But that
what's right here
also,
that's obligating me to do that with you?
I mean, it depends on what you're doing, right? Because some people that's married don't have joint bank accounts,
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
that's true.
And so, but you can still have your own separate one and a joint one because, but if we're not married, but we living together,
Right.
so you telling me that we
Right. Okay.
can't.
Yeah. Yeah. When you say in those
Yeah, so
conditions,
I
for
mean, we
sure.
still gotta figure out some type of way to
Mm.
grow our money and build together because
Mhm.
we've already made this commitment to live together.
Right.
So we're already sharing responsibility. So let's figure out how to grow it. Do we have to have just one bank account? My direct deposit go to there, your direct deposit go there, and we just completely like that? Nah, it don't have to be exactly like that. I don't
That's
think.
fair. I
Yeah.
think that's a fair analogy and a fair way to see both sides.
Yeah, but I mean, if we together, just boyfriend girlfriend, and we both living separately,
Yeah.
then we still kind of doing our own thing in
Yeah.
a sense, for sure.
That makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Okay, wow. I feel like I just got so much knowledge dropped on me today. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go sit with the meal and just brainstorm all my notes that I got right here. My mental notes. I was like, write this down, write this down, write this down.
That's so funny.
Terry, thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate you having me.
You are literally have been the best, most informative guest. I'm so grateful that you were able to take some time out of your busy schedule. You got something going on tonight, so I want you to come back and tell us how your party that's going on tonight is.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about it because you're going to be getting into this a little more.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been throwing. So what started me in social media is actually me throwing parties.
Mhm.
So I've been throwing parties for years now, and
Wow.
so um, someone asked me to start throwing a party with them every first Friday. And I
Okay.
was like, cool. And so since first Friday, so we're gonna turn up and have some
Well,
fun tonight.
that's gonna be so much fun. I actually was trying to think of what I wanted to do tonight too, and I think I may have to come too.
Come on, come party with
What?
me. Come
What?
turn up.
Okay,
Come
for
have some fun.
sure. Oh, it's good. Okay, so that way I'm gonna come back with a real review and let y'all know how it
Yeah,
went, everybody.
yeah.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Go On. I'm listening. I'm your host, Taty, and as you know, I'm gonna be right here in one of the two chairs next week.
See ya.